It is a legal question that the Supreme Court may well weigh in on one day. How does the anti-discrimination law, Title IX, apply to transgender athletes? Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Yacono.
And I'm Amanda Hill. Lawyers on both sides of the issue now preparing their best legal arguments as an historic conflict between Maine and the U.S. government will soon be fought out in court. Our Donovan Lynch reports.
The Department of Justice will not sit by.
So I'm happy to go to court.
The gloves are off as the state of Maine and the Trump administration spar over a landmark civil rights law and how it applies to transgender athletes.
Well, they must not be reading the same Title IX that we're reading.
Title IX aims to prevent sex-based discrimination in schools. The Trump administration is suing Maine because it says the state is violating this law by allowing transgender athletes to compete in women's sports. But Maine Attorney General AG Frey argues it's these athletes Title IX and the Maine Human Rights Act are designed to protect.
A transgender girl, if you were to discriminate against that identity, that would presumably be discriminating against them based on sex. We're confident in our reading of that language.
Frey, whose office will represent the state in the suit, cites several past court cases as supporting his stance on Title IX. That includes a 2020 Supreme Court decision that found another law barring sex-based discrimination in employment also offers protection for gender identity and sexual orientation.
At bottom, we are doing everything we can to comply with the rule of law, which is all that we're asking the Trump administration to do.
President Trump sees things differently, issuing executive orders banning trans athletes from women's sports and defining two biological sexes. In his interpretation of Title IX, trans athletes competing with girls denies those girls the equal opportunity to participate and excel in competitive sports.
Now, because there are some folks that did not win some medals, they're mad about this situation, and they're bringing up a lot of unsubstantiated risks that may be involved. If you don't like the way the law is working, change the law.
Here in Maine, Republicans at the State House are heeding that advice. Representative Liz Caruso is one of several lawmakers backing bills to get Maine in line with Trump's view of Title IX.
By ignoring biological reality and Title IX discrimination, the Maine policies have created chaos and discrimination.
And as a Maine school district in Aroostook County voted this week to ban trans athletes from girls' sports, Frey is warning that following a president's interpretation of law over current state protections is not following the law at all.
Can we expect legal action from the Attorney General's office against that school district?
Understanding what happened up in Hodgdon, I understand they took a vote. I would encourage them to think about their liability when they openly decide to perhaps disregard a law.
Ultimately, it will be the courts to weigh in on these competing interpretations of Title IX. In Augusta, Donovan Lynch, News Center, Maine.